Tampa was a better situation for Tom Brady based on all the weapons, all the things, the defense, everything was there. All he had to do was walk in and be Tom Brady. Where in New England, there's a lot of heavy lifting. They had to rebuild. They had to go find players and talent. And it's like, I don't have time for this because in the end, Tom Brady wanted to be let go away from Belichick and the New England Patriots and do what he's doing in Tampa on his own. But they wanted him. They clearly wanted him. He didn't want to be there.
Well, when you want somebody, I guess the question is, how do you show me you want me? I want a lot of things in life, but am I putting those things in the best situation to want me back? And that's the question I have with Bill. So if you want Tom Brady, we're able to surround him with the right type of tools that keep Tom Brady at this stage of his career at such a high clip that Tom Brady wants to want you back. And that doesn't seem that wasn't the case.
See, I think this is the takeaway from me. Here's the key to me, is when it's not about, we always wanted Tom Brady. I don't know where the media got this from and everything. It's Tampa was the better option, according to Tom.
Yep.
To me, that's the key. That's my takeaway, and I'll tell you why. Because Bill Belichick is the GM. Bill Belichick is the coach. Bill Belichick is in charge of drafting players where they did a meh job, right, at best. Yeah, exactly. And then Bill Belichick also, they constantly restructure Tom Brady's contract. That's kicking the can down the road, right, to free up cap space. And Tom's looking around going, wait, you're spending my money on what have you gotten me? So actually, when Bill Belichick says Tampa was the better option, he is really actually highlighting that he had not done a good enough job as a GM. Is he not, Key?
Well, he's saying that the better option was Tampa because they had basically better players than that we had in 2019.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that he failed as a general manager. Just means that this team with Tom Brady is set up, meaning Tampa Bay, to do what they did, which is win a Super Bowl. Even if Tom Brady were to stay, and like Jay said, what can you do for me? Even if he were to stay, they cannot assemble that talent that's built homegrown in Tampa for Tom Brady in New England.
But doesn't that
can't do it?
Doesn't that point to a failure to draft and develop and a failure to sign the right game?
Super Bowls.
Oh, no.
And they've been to 9.
Key, over the long run, there's no denying that that's the story.
Yes.
But as a guy hits 40, 41 years old, he's not thinking 10 years down the line.
But
he's thinking right now.
But you're not thinking for Tom Brady right now. You're thinking for the New England Patriots 10 years from now. So you got to do the best thing you need to do for the organization at that point in time when you drafting players. You can't think, I got Tom Brady for a year or two. I've got to draft the players for a year or two. No, he's thinking, I got to draft players beyond Tom Brady.
Okay, whatever he was thinking, he hadn't done a very good job as a GM in the last year or two with Brady in terms of setting him up. Yeah.
To give him like N'Keal Harry, for instance.
Right.
When you're taking a receiver in the first round, he's supposed to be able to develop immediately and help. Tom Brady played with him as a rookie. It was a waste.
They didn't have any tight ends in that offense?
No,
they didn't have any tight ends?
No, they didn't have the tight ends that they thought they had. They drafted guys and signed guys. They just didn't work out. They were not very good. Now, that's evaluating. That's what you see, what you like. But they did, like I said, they were in the playoffs this last year. The year before that, they were in the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, you know how it is, okay? It's like Tom Brady wins a Super Bowl. He plays at the level he plays at with the talent he plays around. And people who are everyday fans like, see, that means Bill Belichick's overrated. And we're sitting there saying, like, it's.
When did they win the Super Bowl, man? 4 years ago?
No. The Patriots won how many years ago?
4, right? 3 or 4. Last year.
They lost to the Eagles, and then they beat
I'm saying
Atlanta.
The most recent Super Bowl was 3 or 4 years ago with the Rams. They beat the Rams.
They beat
2019.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
2019 Rams.
3 seasons, but 2 Super Bowls ago.
Yes, but that's like yesterday.
Yeah, it's like yesterday.
And everybody's like, they didn't have any talent. I'm like, dude, they just won a Super Bowl 3 years ago.
Two Super Bowls ago.
Yes.
The Super Bowl before last, they won.
Yes.
And that's one of the points that Belichick makes is when you're competitive every year, to keep it going, sometimes eventually you're going to have to pay the piper. But when you do that, you have to make sure you've drafted and developed because that's what keeps it going.
Well,
and
their drafts have not been the greatest drafts of all time. No, by no stretch of imagination. But the way people are shaping this is making it seem like the Belichick experiment over the last couple of years was a complete failure. I'm like, they just won the damn
They're basically
Super Bowl.
in the Super Bowl every year, and they usually win it.
What is wrong with people?
How many Super Bowls do you need to win in order to be considered one of the greatest?
I don't even care about that, though, Jay. I'm just talking about 2 Super Bowls ago.
I understand.
But let me tell you why it's
not 18 Super Bowls ago, 2.
But why it's so bad for Belichick right now, at least the way it looks, is because when Brady leaves, because he can pick and choose his situation, he puts himself in a perfect spot, but then give it to him. He won the Super Bowl. He didn't get to the NFC Championship game. He won the Super Bowl.
But
Belichick missed the playoffs.
But that was set up to, come on, man.
No doubt.
If you took that talent and left Brady in New England and took the talent from Tampa and switched out the jerseys, if Belichick was the head coach, they win the damn Super Bowl.
Or if you put Matthew Stafford on that team.
They win the Super Bowl, too.
Probably, but he did it. But he did it.
You said it's really bad for Belichick. Is it? Is it really bad
I
for
think
Bill
it looks
Belichick?
bad for him now, yeah.
That's the media, man. I think that's the media. I don't think it's really bad for Bill Belichick internally at all.
Guys, no, look.
I think there's a
He
process.
missed the playoffs the first year Brady wasn't there.
Understood.
He's now 1-2 and about to go to 1-3.
Last year was a COVID situation where Cam, you went through that ups and downs. Okay.
I agree. And they 2 plays away from winning 9 games.
Retool. Now you have a rookie quarterback.
Yep.
Because he chose to make that decision because of Cam Newton for whatever reason. But I'm sure him and Robert Kraft were on the same page with that.
But it's like an election. You don't know. It's too early to determine, but you see the precincts start to report and the percentages. Tom Brady's percentages are looking really good right now, and Belichick's aren't.
I can't. It's hard for me to go there, Max, because the first 2 Super Bowls they won, Tom Brady was just a guy with a uniform on.
Yeah.
So now what you say to that?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.